Hello everyone, welcome to Shelf Space. I'm your host, Ross13, and today we got a twofer. That's right, we are looking at both the Marsfour unit and the Marsfour weapons. Let's move those back a little bit so you can see them a bit better. So I actually got both of these in at the same time, so that way I could put them together and save myself a little bit of the disappointment that I felt when I built the V3 Gundam. But before we take a look at the figure, let's take a look at the boxes. So we'll start with the main event, as it were. The Marsfour Gundam. We got cool illustration of it with all of its little claws out, looking kind of like Wolverine. And then we got photographs, or CGI renderings, I'm not sure which, of the kit itself. Both the core Gundam and its little flyer thing. And again, they refer to this as Hiroto's support unit, not mobile suit. We can see that the colors have been changed up on this one because this is the core Gundam real type color and Marsfour unit. So they've switched out sort of the blue black for straight up black. The red's been changed out for sort of a darker burgundy, almost maroon maybe. Really, it's kind of like, I would almost call it like a brick red, but that's just because that's a Pantone color I'm used to working with. We got all the usual logos and stuff going on here. Blue Bandai Spirits logo. On this side, we got all sorts of information about the kit and all the things that it can do. Showing here that you can combine it together. What's weird is they've never done this in the show. The closest we got is they switched out a backpack unit, and that was it. So I don't know why they keep making a big deal about this. And we've already started seeing the next units for the next show, so I don't know if we were going to see this guy in this next season. We got the photographs from before, same text and everything, BandaiHobby.net. Then we got nice painted photograph over here. Little write-up about the show and the unit. All the usual Japanese information. The barcode. The lack of yen cost. Then on this side, we have the actual illustration of the Marsfour unit. And that is it for that. So on this one, we only have photographs showing the Marsfour Gundam with all of the weapons out and being used, plus a Jim in the background with them equipped in kind of a neat looking backpack setup. It says Marsfour support weapon, Marsfour weapons, yada yada. Same photograph as the other side. Photograph showing all the different things it can do. You can combine the swords together to make it really big, and you can put a beam on there. Don't think they did this either. Then we got a different photograph on this side with the Jim and the GBN base Gundam. And then all the usual warning information on this side. All right, enough of boxes. Let's take a look at some Gunpla. And here's the core Gundam in the, what are they calling it again? Real type color scheme. Which again, I don't know why they're using the term real type, because at least for the RX-78, real type colors were like green and gray. So this is not that. And maybe I'll put up a image over here for a second. If I remember. Okay, now it's gone. But that aside, I actually really dig this color scheme. I kind of like this more dark, almost burnt color scheme that it's got going on here. The white is completely the same, but the yellow has been replaced with this sort of darker orange color. The blue-gray plastic has been replaced with this dark gray-black plastic. And the red has been replaced with this sort of brick red color. And then the little clear bit there, as well as the eyes and camera, has been replaced with yellow. And it's very striking, and I gotta say, I dig it a lot. Since you've already seen the articulation of this thing, I'm not gonna really go over that, but I'm not gonna bring out the other core Gundams, mainly because I worry if I keep on taking them apart and putting them back together again, they're gonna get really, really loose. So I'll just put some images maybe around here so you can take a look to compare them and see that they are fairly different looking with the different color plastics. And now I'll just give this a little spin so you can see everything around. He still has the little backpack with the beam sabers on the side. Oh, and I guess I should say I did do panel lining on mine as well. And I still do not care for this shield. It doesn't connect correctly, and it just really doesn't do anything for the kit. I think he actually looks a little bit better without it. What do you guys think? So, yeah, now that we've taken a look at this, let's go ahead and transition over to the Mars Flyer unit thing. And here's the Marsfour armor in its little flyer mode, complete with the weapons setup. So the part that doesn't come with the kit is we got this little tail made out of what looks to be an axe, little backpack setup with two big swords on it, and then we have this sword sort of nestled in over here. Everything else is pretty much the standard armor stuff. And once again, it uses like pretty much all the same parts as the rest of the armors. In fact, I think the crest is identical to that of the Earth 3 armor. So if you're expecting things to be really different, you're going to be disappointed. And that's something I'm having to kind of start accepting with these armors, is that they are going to reuse a whole lot of parts. And I should just stop being kind of surprised by it. But overall, especially with the armor stuff on here, the weapon stuff on here, I really dig how this looks. It looks really mean when you got all these swords on here. I think the only thing I dislike is, since there's only one of this sword, it feels a little lopsided to me. But it looks pretty cool. I dig how the axe kind of makes it look like you have a little tail. And yeah, I kind of wish maybe it would have full-on wings or something like that, or maybe there was something you could do with the blades here, but they are very much stationary other than going up and down. So you can't like fold them out to make nice big wings or something. That would be really cool. But yeah, and I guess if you want a comparison to the other armored modes, I'll put up pictures around here, either next to it or in front of it or something like that, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'll even put it like this. Okay. Because like I said, I'm not going to take the other ones apart just for the comparisons. Okay. Now that we've looked at this, let's go ahead and get it all combined together with the core Gundam. And here is the Marsfour Gundam in all its glory. And I dig it. It helps that, you know, swords are kind of one of my favorite weapons, so this thing being covered in them is speaking my language. So, yeah. As you can see, its armor is now all red and stuff. It almost looks like it's on fire a little bit, and I really, really like that look. These white bits that stick up and out are really cool looking. On these little shield things, we got little claws that can come down. And mounted to its back are two additional swords. And then this sword here is made up of that axe thing and the large sword that we saw earlier. And this one doesn't have it, but the small swords on the back, when I say small, they're like almost the size of the thing itself, can actually mount a beam saber blade as well, which I don't think I showed that off. I don't have any of them trimmed off, but it comes with yellow beam sabers, which is kind of interesting. It's not a color I've seen very often. So that's a neat little addition that I'm probably never going to use because the solid blades are a lot cooler, I think. I currently have him holding the big sword and then the blaster in another hand because, well, I just think it looks cool. You've already seen the articulation in the Earth 3 video. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. Help get my views up. But what we can do this time is some actual direct comparisons instead of me just putting pictures up here. So first, we got the V3 Gundam. I'm sorry, did I say V3? I meant V2. So you can really see that, a lot of the armor is just the same there. Let's try to get these guys in a position where they will stay together. Posing this guy with his giant weapon is a big pain. And then the OG Earth 3 Gundam. And, oh, no. The crest between the Earth 3 and the Marsfour is different. So I take that comment back. And I don't need a chicken to tell me otherwise. All right. And I really dig how these all look together. And that's kind of why I'm trying to get the complete set, as it were, because I feel like once I have all of them, it's going to be a really nice display piece together. So right now, the ones that I'm missing is the Jupiter Gundam has been released like just recently. So I need to eventually order that so I can put it up here on the channel. And the Mercury 1 or Merc 1 or whatever they called it, armor, I think is getting released either later this month or sometime next month. And I have a spare V2 Gundam to use for the core for that. One extra thing. I don't think I showed this off. This is an extra piece that came with the Marsfour weapon stuff, and it's basically a different style backpack. So the swords, instead of going kind of out parallel to the body, go more perpendicular to it. So the blades are sticking out this way. And truth be told, it looks pretty cool, and I almost kind of want to use it instead of that. But that's the way it looks on the screen, so I'm going to stick with that. And I can't remember if I mentioned this, but it does come with these things. The core Gundam does. Not that it uses them, or at least it should use them. I'm going to end up with a whole bunch of those pieces when I'm done with this series. But anyway, that has been a review. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun YouTube stuff. And check the description below for links to my storefront where you can get official Shelf Space t-shirts and more. And yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you the next time you invade my Shelf Space.